Hello, today's video is about the post office. I've got an article linked down below this video in the description section. You can click on it and get more information about the service and obviously get more clearer picture of what I'm talking about. But I was reading an article about how the post office, is struggling to make money, and and as a lot of people know that they try to get rid of Saturday delivery, and then they backed away from that. Now, what the post office is supposing or offering to do is to end door-to-door delivery of the mail, and we're talking about having the mailman, mailwoman, delivering the mail to your house, every day, instead of and then going to what they call cluster boxes or neighborhood cluster boxes. They also are suggesting to do curbside mail delivery, and it's like, and then they say, oh well, this is a cost saving measure, and we'll save billions of dollars in that, and the reason why we're doing this is because revenue is down. People are not mailing letters as much as they used to, and I just think that's BS, because they're taking steps that create their own problems. I mean, the steps that they take push people away. I mean, because with the cluster box idea, it would be a neighborhood cluster box. Basically, what it would amount to my understanding, is that you'd have, at the end of the corner, end of the block, you'd have a couple of poles coming up, and then you'd have this big row of mailboxes for the neighborhood. And then the mailman would drive up to the cluster box, open up the individual mailboxes for the houses, put the mail in there, and then drive away. Just basically like a post office box system, just out in the neighborhood. And it doesn't work. I mean, because who wants to, leave their house and walk down to the end of the corner to get their mail? I mean, nobody does. And they also talk about how it's bad for the elderly, and how it's bad for the handicapped. And it's just that, and they say, well, this is how how Americans deal with mail is changing. It's like, it's just stupid. I mean, like I said, nobody wants to go down, walk all the way down to the end of the block to get their mail, especially during the winter, or when it's raining. So if this were to take over, people are obviously going to take steps to reduce the amount of mail they're already getting now. I mean, because a lot of people like getting letters and that, but for me, I get bills in the mail. I like to get the paper bill so I can then send it out, because online billing sometimes is too automatic. You forget to check your online statements, because when you come to online statements, then you have to do online billing, and it's too easy to forget, to pay your bill when you don't have that paper bill in front of you, because then it's an email, out of sight, out of mind. So forcing people to do cluster boxes, would push people, though, into having to get used to that. So a lot of people would then cut back on getting their bills in the mail and to online statements, because it's either, do I want to do this, or do I want to walk, a block to get my mail, and you're just forcing people to do online statements, which is going to cause, business companies to send out fewer, paper bills. When you send out fewer paper bills, that's less revenue for the post office. I mean, less revenue equates to less money coming in. I mean, and you're pushing people away from people and companies away from using the mail system. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me that that you create these options that end up pushing people away. I mean, it's just you got to come up with options that make it so that people still want to use the mail. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But like I said, I like to know what you people think, my viewers, about having a neighborhood cluster box mailbox system, and getting your mail at a box. Not to mention the fact that in cities that are already set up, you can't really excuse me, they can't really do that effectively unless you're renting a property or buying property. And simply what I mean is that in order to put those kind of boxes, in the neighborhood, you'd have to put those boxes on a space that's owned by a private individual. So you'd have to pay to either rent that space from them, or you'd have to buy a house, that tract of land in every neighborhood, in order to put those, to install those boxes. Because you go down to the end of my corner, and that land is owned by a private individual. I mean, especially for a residential area, so. Well, let me know in the comment section down below what you think about the post office wanting to get rid of door-to-door mail delivery. And read the article on that, and you can comment on that as well. And hopefully we'll have something good come from this. All right. Thank you.